Another thing that we might want to do when we're working with a story like this is we might want to remember some things. So for example, how many points somebody has, and then we want to be able to do things with that in the story. So what I've done is on my starting page, I have got a little macro called set. I'll talk about the one above later on, but this macro here called set, it sets a variable called $points to 0. So all the variables are called $points. And so all the variables begin with $1. So it will create this variable. It will be available across your story to put on the screen or to do things with. And all we're saying is set its value to 0. Okay, so let's have a look at the next one now. And you can see down here it says you have $points. So when we run the story, it will look inside points. It will see that it is currently 0 or whatever value it is, and it will put that value there. So let's give it a try. If I just play this one, and it will tell me, look, you have 0 points. Now I click on this email to download Photoshop for free. Open the email and see something dodgy, so I'm going to close the attachment, and it says, well done, you've just avoided installing a Trojan on your computer. Return to your emails. And when I do that, it now says I have 1 point. Should say 1 point, it actually says 1 point, but never mind, we can sort that out later. So how did I manage this? Well, what I've got in this screen here is set $points to $points plus 1. So the current value of $points was 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. So it sets $points to 1. So this will work for basic points. There's one little problem here though. If I play this and I have no points, I go on to Photoshop for free, close the attachment, return to my emails. I've now got 1 point. Photoshop for free, close the attachment, return to your emails. I've now have 2 points. So I can get loads and loads of points just like this. Obviously, that's not the right thing to happen. So what we're going to do is we are going to go where we add a point on, which remember is what this little macro does. And we are going to make it conditional on the first time we come to the page. So I put in my if macro. So remember, round bracket to start a macro, if, colon, and then I'm going to say visits is 1. So I've visited this page 1 time. And then I put in square brackets what I want to happen. Okay. Now, I could also, if I wanted to, straight underneath, let's put it down here, well done, and then I can say if visits is greater than 1, then I could say no extra points for doing this more than once. Just like that. So hopefully now, if I've done that all correctly, if I go here, I have no points. I click on Photoshop for free, close the attachment. Well done, you just avoided installing a Trojan. That's great. Return to my emails, and now I have 1 point. I try it again because I think I might get more points. Well done, no extra points for doing this more than once. Return to your emails. So you can set up all kinds of variables to do this kind of thing. So you can record what is going on in your program. The other thing, which I'm just going to go to, is you can also prompt the user to give you a input for a variable. So here it says set $name to, and then it asks them, it's got a prompt macro in here. Prompt your name, please, and then this would be the default text in the box, and I don't want there to be any. So now, when I play the game, at the start of the game, it asks me for your name, and I say Mr. Powell. And when I say OK, welcome Mr. Powell, now you can start the story. Mr. Powell turned on his computer, so it's using my name all the way through. So again, it just enhances the feel of your story. You can have a go at this, have a play around with the variables, and I'll show you some other uses in other videos.